Hey there, it's Sam. Walking down San Francisco Street here and talking about the upcoming transit of several planets into Scorpio. So the sun has been in Scorpio for a couple weeks, and Mercury just went into Scorpio here on December 6th. And then in a few days, Venus is going to go into Scorpio as well. So this is really setting up a major axis of energy in that sign. So it's time we visit good old Scorpio. Now, like all astrological indicators, the way to really understand any planet or sign or house is to look at the Vedic principles that inform it or that make it up. You know, all of the Vedic sciences are built from the same structures. And if you know the structures, then you understand what's being indicated. If you don't, then you might as well not even do Vedic astrology. You might as well just do Western astrology, which is fine. Nothing wrong with Western astrology or Western metaphysics. But if you're going to do Vedic metaphysics, you need to connect with things like gunas and elements. Of course, they're also in Western. But you need to understand the architecture and the structure of how energy flows if you're doing astrology. Oops. And so when we look at a sign like Scorpio, it's not removed from these universal paradigms. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars. The planets are the rulers. They rule everything. So Scorpio is an energy of Mars. It's the feminine reflective energy of Mars. It's a fixed sign. It's a water sign. And it's a tamasic sign. And it's a Brahmin of Brahmin caste. So we have the tamasic Brahmin, fixed water, reflective Mars. Okay, we're done. No, I'm kidding. So what this means, this is a lot to sort of integrate. Mars is the planet of strength. It's where we want to feel strong in life. And Mars expresses a masculine side, which is physical strength, through the sign of Aries, and then an inner emotional strength through the sign of Scorpio. Again, Scorpio is a water sign, fixed water, so it's where we take the energy of Mars and have the courage to go deeper into our emotional stresses, fears, insecurities. And when we have the courage to do that, we actually stabilize the emotions. Fixed water, stable water. It's a tamasic sign which is oriented towards self-protection and destroying weakness, rather than, for instance, rajasic signs are motivated by pleasure and happiness. Sattvic signs are motivated by the possibility of doing something good. But Scorpio is a sign that's oriented towards avoiding trouble. That's what the tamasic guna is about. I just walked up this hill. It struck me, sorry, this is a little loud. It struck me as I was coming up this hill. There's the Transamerica Tower behind me. I'm talking about Mars. I'm walking up this hill, and Mars is the planet of vitality. Walking up this hill while I'm talking. I've lived in San Francisco for 15 years, and those hills actually really sort of kill a lot of people. Anyway, little departure there, but being able to walk at a fast pace and talk, and while I'm talking about Mars is kind of interesting. So, but it's also a Brahmin sign because the water signs are Brahmin, of Brahmin caste. So it's a tamasic Brahmin. The Brahmins are the teachers, they're the guides. They're the counselors. And Scorpio is the Tamasic Brahmin, the one that teaches us about the dark side. Ooh, you Scorpios love that, don't you? You love hearing me say the dark side. Sex, death, and transformation, right? Gotta get that one out. Now, Scorpio is the sign where we look to transform that pain of incarnation and transform that fear and vulnerability in our heart into great emotional strength. And that emotional strength is what takes us through the difficulties in life and leads us to the deep philosophies and teachings and teachers that come next in Sagittarius, which is the next sign. So this nature of the fixed water, which is about stabilizing the emotions, the Tamasic Brahmin, which is teaching us about destroying weakness, and the courage to do this, which is ruled by Mars, is the seed principle of Scorpio. So this is why this is the motivation of Scorpio. And again, a lot of this gets lost in modern Western interpretations because, the ruler in Western astrology is Pluto, at least in the modern system. It's not that these things don't work, but we need to be also, we also need to honor the traditional rulers and understand that core seed principle that comes. And the elegant beauty of the Vedic system is all of these different frameworks are applicable to different planet signs and houses. So you can tell how a planet behaves when it goes into that environment by comparing the different attributes. Like, for instance, the sun is a sattvic planet. Okay, so you have the sattvic planet, the sun, which is motivated to take action because of illuminating darkness and pursuing righteousness. You get him in this sign of water and tamas, and it can make us more concentrated and more fixed in that area and more inspired than normal, because Scorpio energy tends to bring the vibration into that fearful realm, and the sun is a sattvic uplifting energy. So the sattvic nature and also the masculine quality of the sun is very illuminating and empowering to the Scorpio energy. So when the sun goes through Scorpio, it gives us a lot of courage to face those issues. Mercury and Venus, on the other hand, are a little different, because Mercury is a fast a fast planet. He's very much about equality, equanimity, flexibility, curiosity, creativity. He's a neutral planet, which means he doesn't have a bias toward masculine or feminine, right or wrong, good or bad. And the nature of Scorpio, which is so heavy and a bit stressed and fearful, tends to bring Mercury into this realm of heaviness and stress, where we don't speak as clearly as we would like because we're biased toward things being fearful or scary. How well do we speak when we're afraid or when we're crying? Venus is the same way. Venus is a Rajasic planet that's motivated towards pleasure and happiness and enjoyment. And you get it in Scorpio, and someone can find their pleasure and happiness and enjoyment in things that are intense and fearful and stressful. But Venus is also an emotional planet. It's actually very watery, so Venus in Scorpio is also quite creative, and the person can align their creativity with a deep, solid purpose. So one of the great things about Scorpio is that it is a fixed sign, so it's a time where we can really concentrate our power, but we want to concentrate it on things that help to solve the pain and vulnerability in our heart, because we all have this idea that the life force flows through our heart, and in Scorpio we become afraid that what we love the most is going to get taken away from us, and it scares us. And so for the next few weeks we need to be careful to not become paranoid and stressed about that, and instead become empowered to go deeper into the beauty of life through the heart and try to stabilize that emotional restlessness that we feel in Scorpio. So we'll give you a little view of this beautiful San Francisco day. I'm here on Russian Hill. It's a beautiful area, one of the most beautiful areas of San Francisco. This way, look down the hill. I just walked up that hill, and then right over that hill is Alcatraz, Fisherman's Wharf. So I'm going to go in that little store and get an avocado. Have a good day.